Going for cheap cars these days will not make you look bad. 'Cause if you are just going to think about it, there's no real need for you to spend fortunes just to get a ride. Sure, there are perks only these expensive cars can offer, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the entry-level segment doesn't have goodies, just like the ones that I am about to show you. Hello everyone, this is Ted from Carland TV. It's time to get in the front seat, as I am about to give you a rundown of the most affordable new SUVs you shouldn't miss out on. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below, the subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now buckle up, and let's get back to the video. 2025 Nissan Kicks. Let's start with the crossover that people used to kick because it felt insignificant. The Nissan Kicks hasn't had a solid run throughout its history, but I can say that its 2025 version can change that for good. This time, I don't think anything can besmirch what the new Kicks brought to the table. This subcompact crossover only starts at $23,000, so it's still a low-cost utility vehicle when you compare it to its rivals. Both its interior and exterior received new styling, but I can see that it still carries its original profile. However, I am quite sure that the 2025 Nissan Kicks is larger than its predecessors, which means that it offers more usable room for passengers. It should have enough legroom for adult passengers on the rear row without sacrificing its cargo space. Despite arriving with bigger dimensions, it's still very easy to corner and park this SUV. A new infotainment system also made its debut in the new Nissan Kicks. The standard is a user-friendly 7-inch display, but Nissan gives you the option to replace it with a larger 12.3-inch center screen. The 141 horsepower engine used by the Nissan Kicks isn't the one that can impress drivers, but it can really satisfy your daily driving needs, especially if you have no plans to burn the freeways. With its standard front drive setup, the Kicks achieves 31 miles per gallon combined. And unlike other crossovers here, the Nissan Kicks has an optional all-wheel drive, and the best part is, it doesn't affect the fuel economy of the SUV. 2025 Hyundai Venue. Typically speaking, a low sticker price means that a car has sacrificed a lot. That's the general rule, but that doesn't mean that it applies to all. Just take the 2025 Venue as an example. With an estimated cost of around $22,000 or so, the Venue is properly equipped even on its base model. Add $3,000 and you will get its limited trim, which is the highest trim of the SUV. This top-of-the-line model of the Venue gets the distinct denim package, which improves the aesthetics of the Venue with dark blue paint, dark blue upholstery, and a white roof. At the same time, the limited Venue gets heated front seats and 17-inch wheels as standard perks. The obvious omission of the Venue is its 121 horsepower four-cylinder engine. It's pretty much a weak sauce and cannot impress anyone with its cruising power on the interstate. Moreover, it's restricted to a front drive, so if you are searching for an all-wheel drive, move along. Fortunately, it offers an extensive list of standard safety features and tech, with its user-friendly 8-inch touchscreen infotainment and 6-speaker audio system as solid proof. Plus, it gets a forward collision warning, lane departure warning, and driver attention monitor across all trim levels. 2025 Buick and Vista. There has been this idea that crossovers with sloping rear backlights are generally expensive. This conception isn't baseless, though, as such a design is one of the hallmarks of premium cars. Hence, carmakers tend to charge them extra. That's business at the end of the day. Fortunately, that's not always the case. Just take a look at the Vista 2025 model. It still has the sloping fastback design known only to more expensive vehicles, but its starting price is only $24,000. It's slightly more expensive than some of the crossovers I listed here, but in the grand scheme, no one can ever say that the 2025 Vista is pricey. The Vista is the one that replaced the Buick Encore in Buick's entry-level catalog and serves as a direct competitor of the Volkswagen Taos and Chevrolet Trax. It looks cool and nice, and its interior even showcases promising appointments and features. It's also particularly roomy and comes with a host of standard goodies, such as an 11-inch infotainment touchscreen, 8-inch digital cluster, and lane keep assist. However, similar to the other SUVs I listed here, the 2025 Vista has to sacrifice a few spots to achieve its pricing. Basically, its turbocharged 1.2-liter, three-cylinder engine is a bit small, so don't get surprised if it only makes 136 horsepower. Also, it doesn't offer any optional all-wheel drive, so you don't have any other choice but to stick to its front drive. Fortunately, it has a poised handling and a fuel economy that doesn't require you to visit gas stations from time to time. 2025 Kia Soul. A lot of people are putting effort into shaming the Kia Soul just because of its unconventional appearance. I even read comments on social media that it was one of the ugliest cars they had ever seen. And that right there, boys and girls, is the reason why you should take some social media detox from time to time. As far as I am concerned, the 2025 Kia Soul has a charm of its own. At the same time, it has a distinct appearance. Its upright and squarish design allows it to have a practical and spacious cabin. So even if this thing is small, it has enough room to accommodate 4 adult passengers without them feeling that they are squeezed out. Even its cargo room is ample enough for your daily hauls. There's only one engine available for the latest Kia Soul, but it has more power than the engines of some of the crossovers I listed here. The 2-liter, 4-cylinder engine makes up to 1,467 horsepower, and this one is paired with a front-wheel drive and continuously variable automatic transmission. This is the Soul configuration across all trims of the 2025 Soul, so don't look for any extras anymore. Overall, I have a good impression of the way it drives. I have to admit that it doesn't have sharp handling, but that doesn't soak the drivability of this SUV. This isn't a sports car anyway, and its true goal is to give you and your cargo a comfortable ride from point A to point B. And oh, the Kia Soul only has a starting price of $21,000. It already feels like it's a giveaway. 2025 Chevrolet Trax. The 2025 Chevrolet Trax is at the top of its game with its feature-studded assembly, spacious cargo and passenger rooms, and superb driving verve. This was not the case for the previous generations of the Trax, so I guess this is a huge improvement in the overall appeal of the vehicle among casual buyers. Plus, it's extremely affordable. With its base model having a sticker price of $21,000, it's damn attractive for frugal buyers. But don't call it cheap. Its quality is far from being shabby. In fact, that's the last description that you can ever tag to this SUV. This subcompact crossover has a snazzy styling on its exterior and interior. It's not entirely upscale, but it could make you feel that you are driving a premium car. The list of standard features of the 2025 Trax is quite long, which includes an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus a suite of driver assistance technologies like automatic emergency braking and lane keeping assist. But that's not where the good things end. The newest Trax gets a push-button start, a rear-view camera, and even a flat-folding rear seat that gives its practical appeal. And hey, it's worth noting that the 2025 Trax has a longer wheelbase compared to its predecessor, so even if it's a subcompact SUV, its rear seats aren't cramped. Real-world tests show that this crossover will not curse you with excessive fuel consumption. The front-wheel drive setup yields 28 miles per gallon and 30 miles per gallon in the city and on the highways, respectively, but don't expect that this vehicle will scorch the earth. The sole 1.2-liter inline 3-cylinder engine of the 2025 Trax only makes 137 ponies. It's a bit needy in the power department, and it feels sluggish even around town. But well, that's an understandable sacrifice. And that completes this list. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share buttons. I know it's a chore, but it helps the channel a lot. Until next time, drive safely.